In this video, I'm going to talk through how to add images to your website. So in the last video, we explored adding text, and we've added a title text and some body text. So I just rearrange the page. So that's your title text and that's your body text. We also explored how easy it is to move bits and pieces of your content around in Google Sites by just picking it up and moving it. So you saw then I just select the text box and I pick it up and I move it and place it wherever I like on the page. So I'm just going to pop it back here. Now I wanted to include an image to go with this text. So I'm going to use the image button over here. Before I do that, I'm going to click on the white space. So basically, I always click back on the white space to just unactivate or unselect anything on the page. So I'm ready to include a new element. So I've clicked on the white space and you can see nothing is active. There is no blue box to indicate that something is selected or active. Now I'm going to use the images button over here. And when I press on this button, I'm able to insert or import images into my website. So if I click on this now, you can see I have two options for inserting images into my site. I can upload an image from my computer, or I can select, and the select option will let me either pick an image from Google Drive or from a Google image search or from a direct web link that I might have to an image. So let's start with just X to get out of that window. So I'm going to click again on my white space. I'm going to click on images. Let's start with select, and we're going to start with finding a picture from our Google Drive. Now, because I'm looking for a picture about related to my website, I might include a picture of the Marvelous Mrs. K because it's her website, okay? Because I don't necessarily have a picture of a polar bear on my site, but I do have a picture of the Marvelous Mrs. K. So I've popped that into my site. So I'll show you again how I did that. I press garbage bin to remove. I press images, select, make sure Google Drive is selected, and you can tell because it's blue. And I scroll through my Google Drive until I find the image that I'm happy with. So I'm going to go with this one. And you can see in order to select the image, I just click on it. It turns blue to indicate to me that it's active or selected. And I click on the insert button at the bottom here. When I do that, it pastes the image or inserts the image into the website. So now I've got my image there and I can do a few things to my image. I can crop it, which means I can change the size. So if I want to emphasize on the iPad that she's holding, I might zoom in and zoom out using the toggle, and I can pick up the image and move it around. I can resize it by picking, so tick when you're done. I can resize it by picking on the circles and expanding or contracting them just to, make my image bigger or smaller. If I've cropped it and I've made a mistake, I can just click uncrop and it'll just return it back to what it should look like initially. I can make it a link, so I can link to, say, a website or, something else, another page in my website, so a different website or another page in my website. And if I don't like it, I can rubbish bin it or delete it or remove it. The other thing I can do is pick it up and move it. So at the moment, it's kind of sitting there on the white page, floating in air just on its own. But I think I want to be positioned near the text that says, "My name is the Marvelous Mrs. K." So what I can do is when it's selected, I can pick it up, drag, and drop it next to the text. Okay, so you can see now it's side by side with the text that talks about whose site it is. And again, I can resize it by picking on the circles and dragging and dropping. So to insert a link, you click on that and you type the link and you click apply. And you can see now this image is a link. In the next video, I'll talk through in a little bit more detail on what you can do with images.